Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Jess. Today we are doing a fun little, well, maybe not fun, we are gonna be setting up our budgets for 2024. So if you've been following along my channel for the last few months, I started doing these kind of monthly budget with me series where I sit down every month, look at what I spent the month before, and then kind of make some adjustments based on where I might have gone over a little bit and kind of strategize and brainstorm for how I want to kind of adjust my spending for the month ahead and basically set my budget for the next month. I've been doing this for the last 3 months. I think I started this in October, and I was thinking it would be really beneficial to actually sit down and think about my kind of budget for 2024 as a whole. And I think the way that I'm really thinking about this is primarily through prioritizing my savings and investments. So kind of the way I envision this is really thinking about what are my goals for my savings, what are my goals for my investments, and then kind of working backwards from there from like an entire year perspective. I do have spreadsheets that I kind of fill in every single month. Obviously, I don't think from like a greater 2024 yearly budget perspective, I don't think I really will be able to get into the nitty-gritty of spending and that type of thing, but I do think I will be able to hopefully set some realistic expectations for myself and for my family as far as spending based on some of our goals for savings and investments. So with that, let's go ahead and dive into it. Just to recap how I have my kind of monthly budget set up. First, I have my savings and investments, which over this last month, I set the goal to $500 in each. So $1,000 into savings and investments every single month. Then I have my fixed and variable expenses. I actually think I want to switch these because obviously fixed expenses aren't going to change every month. And those are my things that I must pay every month. They're essential items, kind of same with food here. I just like to separate out food for my own visibility, I guess, my own purposes. But these are all my expenses that I must pay for in order to survive. So things like house, mortgage, also not necessarily things I need to survive because we also have cell phone, internet, stuff like that on here as well. But for variable expenses, then we have things like our gas bill, our water bill, stuff that fluctuates every month, gas for the car and all of that. And then finally, like I said, we have food. That is definitely one that I have really strongly been working on these last couple of months. And then on the far right, we have our spending. So that's personal care. I have it broken down into personal care, which is for hair and nails, just because we do get that done every month. And then other spending basically. So things like Ubers, shopping, travel expenses, spending money on the dogs, Amazon, stuff like that. I've been kind of working through setting this up basically every month and working out some kinks for basically how I want it to look kind of going forward. So I'm actually going to go ahead and create a new sheet. So I went ahead and created a new sheet in here. You can't see where I'm typing, but I'm just going to call this my 2024 goals. So this is going to be my 2024 goals. And we kind of just want to set some financially related goals for ourselves for 2024. So I'm going to do saving, investments, food spending goal, and then I'm also going to do spending goal. Okay, and obviously I'm not including expenses in here because again, that stuff should mostly be fixed. I can't really, change our house mortgage unless interest rates go down significantly and we can refinance. That would be amazing. Fingers crossed on that. But we're just going to assume for safe measure that that's not actually going to happen. And because of that, we're just going to go ahead and keep our expenses the same. So first thing I wanted to think about was our saving and investment goals. Personally, over these last couple of months, Chris and I have been putting about $500 into each, as I was just telling you, into savings and investments. Calculate $500 times 12 months. That comes out to $6,000 over the span of a year. I think if we stuck to that, that would be great. If we could put $6,000 into our savings and then $6,000 into our investments, that would be amazing. I also though think that we can do better. I think that with 2024 being what it is, realistically, Chris will probably get a raise. His company does, yearly annual raises looking at his compensation. So realistically, he will get a raise at some point next year, hopefully. And then also I do hopefully anticipate my YouTube channel continuing to grow and generate me hopefully, more income there as well. So between those two things, this should hopefully get easier and easier to save and invest more and more. So personally, I would love to make this around 10,000 into each. Okay, so let's talk about our food spending goal. So again, if you've been watching these, you know that this has been one where Chris and I have been struggling a little bit. So let me go over to, let's actually go to November since that month is closed. The total we spent on food last month in November was just about $1,400. I had set the goal to $1,700, so we were under budget, and that's great. I'm very proud of me and Chris for that, but that's a lot of money for two people on food, honestly. And then let's not even talk about October. October we spent $1,700 on groceries. I I think it was because like we went to Costco multiple times. But anyways, the point is that we're spending too much money on groceries. So I would love to get this food spending goal down to like $1,200 per month. So basically we're like so much money. It makes me sick to think about it. So let's just make this a round number and say we're not gonna spend more than $15,000 on food next year. That's a lot of money on food when you think about it like that. Okay, and then for other spending, so this was stuff like, this is where a lot of our money does go as well, aside from expenses, but because we do spend a lot of money on like the dogs, they have vet appointments. We are pretty conservative with like shopping, online shopping. We do like to travel though. Like if you look at October, we actually really didn't spend that much money. It was like a little over $1,000 on spending. Let's go look at September, like $1,700. So I think somewhere around like $1,500 a month should be like pretty reasonable. Of course, there will be months where spending is higher. I was talking about this during my what I spent in November video because we did spend so much money in November because of Christmas shopping, Black Friday. So there will inevitably be months where we are spending more than that. And then there's hopefully months where we're definitely not spending that much, but then you also have to think about months with like birthdays or anniversaries or whatever. Part of me feels like I should make this $18,000. Kind of crazy to, you know, think about these numbers in terms of like how much you spent in an entire year, because just $15,000 and $18,000 is $33,000, and like that's a salary. That doesn't even include our expenses. Like that's a lot of money. But I digress. So now basically, now that I've set these goals, these are kind of my main categories here. I want to just go ahead and divide this by 12 so I know what my monthly goals are going forward in 2024, that I need to set these expectations for myself to then, you know, make sure that I'm hitting these goals going forward basically. And what I kind of want to do in these like spreadsheets going forward is like how I'm tracking to my 2024 goals. So I'm gonna duplicate my December spreadsheet right now and change this to January 2024. We're just getting the spreadsheet set up, you guys. Okay, so now in 2024, I'm gonna change my goal to 833 because that was what it said for my savings and investments when I divided it by 12. But what I want to add in here, I think, is like tracking. I'm gonna do like percent to 2024 goal. That's what I'm gonna do. And so this, I'm gonna have to add in a formula here, but this is gonna basically be equals this number. We're gonna have to add in like previous months for future months, and then we're gonna divide that by my goal of 10,000. And this is gonna be a percentage. So basically, I just want to kind of like see how close I am to my yearly 2024 like savings and investing goals each month. Because then when I go for like February, just to show you, for example, February 2024, we're gonna leave it as 500 for now. So now we're gonna do equals this plus January number. This formula is gonna get complicated, but whatever. And now we're like 10% to the goal. So that's kind of what I want my spreadsheet to look like going forward, so that each month I can track like how close I am to my savings goal. And then basically I'm gonna kind of do the same other way for food, because I want to, again, make sure it's gonna be like as a total though. So I wanna make sure I'm not overspending on food this year. So we're gonna add in percent to 2024 goal. And this one I'm actually just gonna do as like the sum. So we're gonna do percentage 2024 goal. So basically we want this to, if savings and investing goes over 100%, then great, we beat our goal. And this one we would like to keep it basically as low as possible. So basically I wanna do equals this number divided by, what was my 2024 goal? 15,000, okay. So we are at, let's say if we hit 1,300, we're at 9.23%. And keep in mind my monthly goal is like 1,250. So, and then I'm gonna kind of do similar formula for February. So if I spend $1,300, almost $1,400 every month, by month 2, we're already gonna be at 27%, which is like more than a fourth. And basically that means we are way overspending. So yeah, okay, this is good. I'm really happy with how this is looking. And then I'm just gonna do the same thing for spending $18,000 and how that comes out to like $1,500 a month equals divided by, we're just gonna time 18. And then, okay. So I'm just getting these kind of set up for 2024. And obviously these are just like, this is for February, but I'm just getting the formulas put in here. Obviously these numbers will change because we do not want to be spending $3,000 a month the first 2 months of the year, because that would be 33% of our budget. And that is just far too much, you guys. Well, you guys, that's pretty much everything I actually wanted to talk about. I think the main focus was taking some time to sit down and think about what your savings and investment goals are for 2024, break that down by month so that you can figure out then what you need to adjust from like a spending perspective or other expenses or whatever. Do you need to cut back on things like Amazon Prime, Netflix, etc. in order to be able to afford your savings and investing goals? Or is it, super doable based on kind of how the last few months have been working out for you? Are you planning on getting a raise soon? Things like that. So all of that to say, I hope that this video helped you just think about your finances for 2024, get them kind of cleared up a bit, laid out for the coming year, set some big and ambitious goals for 2024, you guys. So I'm really excited for 2024. I hope that I really am able to achieve these financial goals because that would be amazing to be able to save an extra $10,000 this year. As you guys know, maybe you do or don't know, but Chris and I only have one car right now, and it would be so amazing to maybe use that $10,000 to put a down payment on a second car for us. So anyways, that would be awesome. And that's just kind of the point of all of this, is to really just sit down, think about your goals and how you're actually going to get there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I do believe I'm going to be posting next week some more kind of like general goal type of videos. I want to make my 2024 vision board with you guys. So that one will be coming out next week, I believe. And then also for my kind of like January reset video, I think instead of doing like my traditional like clean with me, that type of thing, I'm actually going to focus really strongly on sitting down, thinking about my goals, reflecting on how 2023 went from a goals perspective. And I think I'm going to do that after my vision board video. So I'll have had time to think about what's on my vision board and all of that as well. So lots of fun kind of plan with me, vision board, goal setting type of videos coming up in the coming weeks. So I hope you guys enjoy these videos. I like making them. I like sitting down and thinking about my goals and just like planning for the months ahead. So that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will catch up with you next time.